So, without further ado, our main event, the fall 2020 anime season. So, I think a lot of anime fans were fairly, or at least from what I saw, were fairly disappointed with the summer 2020 season because there were like really 10 new series, not counting the short form anime or the returning ones of like Fire Force, No Guns Life, and the Digimon one and Apare Ranman that came back after the COVID delay. Um, so in general, like before we get into the nitty gritty, what are y'all's thoughts about the fall 2020 season?
I was really hyped going into the season because I felt like there was gonna be more, but in truth, there was some things that were delayed, pushing it back beyond this season that were really what I was actually hyped about. Attack on Titan isn't coming until the very end of the season. To Your Eternity, that's another Crunchyroll exclusive that's coming up that I'm really excited about. That one doesn't come. They pushed that one back until like January, I think.
Yeah, that's probably for the winter season then.
Right. So, all in all, like I mean, I've gone through everything from the season, and I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that's like going to excite a lot of people. That's like good quality content. But for me personally, I'm actually really not that like stoked about anything. I do have a few things that I'm like interested in seeing. Like, hey, like what's this all about? But for the most part, the animes that I saw like the trailer or I knew about previously that I'm like, oh my god, I have to see that. There's not a lot of those this season.
Alrighty, Mike, what do you think?
Um, Now I haven't been able to watch everything on the list, but the stuff that I have seen is like it pretty much scratches a lot of my itches. Like there's there's a great deal of like a great deal of fantasy shows that have my attention, but some of the best ones on this list involve a lot of like villain protagonists or like stories that are more that have more like gray morality. We'll,
Right,
we'll,
right.
we'll get into some of my
Grim dark.
favorites.
Yeah. No, I was very happy with this one. I think like for just a quick thoughts on the summer 2020, I thought it was fine. There wasn't a whole lot to look forward to outside of maybe like Decadence, which I think is a great anime.
Yes.
And then there was like the polarizing as it went on God of High School, even though those first few episodes were pretty awesome. And then I found Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out kind of cute. I kind of dropped out of Rent a Girlfriend because it just there were some things that were just rubbing me the wrong way about that show. And there just wasn't a whole lot there just because of COVID delaying everything. Like a lot of these shows were supposed to be in the summer season, but then got pushed to this season. So, and then vice versa. So we're going to go through. I've categorized the about 27 new shows, and if y'all have any questions about the ones that you didn't see, just feel free to ask. I watched all of them for 3 episodes each. Some of them were a pain to get through.
I can tell which ones are the pains because they're the ones that I've seen too.
Yeah, so we're going to start with Assault Lily Bouquet, which is on Funimation, which is based off of the light novel by Kasama Hiroyuki, and it's animated by Shaft, the same studio that did Madoka Magica. And unfortunately, this one for me, while not the worst one I've seen, it's still one of the worst. Well, it's still one of the bad ones, just because it seems like it's trying to recapture that Madoka Magica. But it's like amongst anime, there's Higurashi and Madoka Magica. It's those anime that's like, oh, these look cute, and then something insanely twisted happens. And I didn't like this one. It just seemed like it was more focused on introducing a bunch of side characters up front and the girl on girl romance. And I joked about this a lot because it's like the most noteworthy thing about Assault Lily Bouquet. The uncomfortable amount of thigh shots There are thigh
so
shots.
many thigh shots.
Yeah. Oh, it's like it gets to that. I get it. It's for like fan service and to be cheeky and whatnot, but it's also it gets to that point where it's kind of uncomfortable. Like I think my anime list made a joke post saying, if you're curious, there's a thigh shot a minute in the first episode. And it's like, this anime matches thigh shots like Battlefield Earth does Dutch angles. And and it's just like the girls aren't really all that interesting, and like and the action's kind of okay. I don't know. It was just very dull to me. And in that, like, I saw the fourth episode, and it's starting to hit like its stride, but it's a little too late. You know, you kind of have to grab someone on the first episode, or else you lose most people. Mike, what did you think?
Um, I struggled to even like come up with thoughts on this. I didn't even know it was based on a light novel until like after I watched like the 3 episodes, and went to Wikipedia like based on a light novel. Oh, okay, that makes sense. That's why it has like all the Yuri tropes in it. It's why the villains or like the monsters are just a bunch of faceless metal things. It's why the story's not really all that interesting.
And it's just like, if you want to get someone with like Yuri romance and whatnot, or just like I know there's a different term. Like, I know Yuri is like a certain definition for female romance. I forgot what the other one is. That's a little more wholesome and like romance novelish.
Is it Shoujo Ai?
I think so, but I'm not entirely sure. Don't quote me. But it's like there's already a Shoujo Ai anime out this season that's actually a lot better. It kind of captures that intimacy between the characters. Like if you've seen like Liz and the Bluebird, or like Sound Euphorum. Now, Mike, did you see this show?
I didn't. I pretty much watched the previews for almost everything that's even slightly interested me based upon the title and the and like the poster. And this did interest me. I'm a big fan of the magical girl, kind of like even like the less dark, like but more action oriented magical girl stuff I do enjoy.
Yeah.
Like I'm a big fan of Madoka Magica is great. Yuki Yuna is really good. Yuki Yuna De Aru Wayusha, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Or love that franchise, that series. I heard they were bringing that back. So when I saw this, I'm like, okay, check it out. And it did feel very light novel-ish. Like typically for me, when I see something where it almost feels as though the characters are the only people in the entire world, like it's from a light novel.
Well, I made yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I saw this. I'm like, it just doesn't feel. It feels like these characters are going to have to be incredibly interesting for me to get invested in this, despite the fact that the world feels so not lived in, like almost like as if it's a stage.
Oh, yeah.
And it didn't seem like they were that interesting. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing it.
No, the girls are the only citizens you see in the anime. Yeah, like
I could tell.
And I was just kind of like, not because I'm one of those people, but I was like, are there any guys in this show? And
Right.
And it's like the 4th episode, it's like, oh my gosh, the headmaster, he's an old man, but we finally know there's a man among everyone else.
He has to be their dad, right? Who's the mom?
Sorry, this anime was just bad to me, so we're just gonna move on. The next one I put down was King's Raid, Successors of the Will, and it's based off of the free-to-play South Korean mobile RPG. It's directed by Makoto Hoshino, and it's animated by Oriental Light and Magic, and Sunrise Beyond. Oriental Light and Magic are the same studio that work on the Pokemon films. And just because I've seen all the new anime, this is the most boilerplate fantasy anime you could think of. It's like there's nothing interesting about it, and the fact that it takes 4 episodes for there to be other enemy varieties outside of skeletons it's so boring,
Yeah.
and it's just like
I'm falling asleep as we speak.
Mike, what did you think?
I thought it was fine. You're absolutely right in that it's like as generic as possible, but in my opinion, the worst episode is episode 1, but 2 and 3 were just good enough that I think I will continue this one.
Well, the 4th episode does get a little more dramatic, and get ready to see the death of a character, not a main character, but still like you'll see. But it's like, I think the reason why I'm harsher on this one is because we have a few fantasy anime out this season that are just, I think, 100 times better or more interesting, like Sleepy Princess and the Demon Castle.
I can't wait to talk about that one.
Oh yeah. So we're going to move on then to to probably the worst anime of the bunch, probably the worst of the season, in my opinion at least, and I think Mike's also.
Oh hell yeah!
My Setsu opening act. Now, on premise alone about these college girls who want to become comedy duos, that sounds kind of cool. A anime series about becoming a comedian. Sorry that you're not funny. That's the biggest problem, is that for a comedy anime, its comedy falls flat, just no jokes work. And to be fair, Mike and I have kind of talked about this. We think there might be a cultural barrier with like the whole culture of like comedy duos in Japan, but it's just not funny. Even the jokes, even when the punchline is that the joke doesn't work, that's a huge problem. When
the joke doesn't work.
Because you can have that happen. Fuzzy Bear from the Muppets has made a career of jokes that fall flat but are still funny. But and then it also does this. Well, so let's see. I can complain about everything about this show.
No, I love listening to this.
So it's directed by Yu Nobuta, and it's animated by Studio Gokumi. And this. I can't say the studio's name. Axis, because it's like capital AX, tiny SI. Yeah, Axis, I think. Yeah. And it's like I said, it's a comedy anime that's not funny, and it's just. But
I mean, is it anything else? I mean, like, is there anything else interesting about the anime?
No.
Well, no. And the creep. Well, I guess it's not creepy, but kind of is. The art style is garbage. Not because it looks cheap or chintzy or just like soulless. It's because it's the whole anime age thing where it's like these characters look like they're kids. No, they're 20. They're college girls that look like 12-year-olds. And
I think it's a classic situation that's I'm not sure if you had that whole discussion on this podcast. That's a whole 4-course meal of a discussion to have on a whole different podcast. But basically my short and maybe hot take on that is that it's just like cuteness. Like, you make anything cartoony and more round and bubbly and cute, and it, like, in our minds, like, everything associated with that image is young, including the image itself. But I'm not sure that's necessarily correct. But yeah, that's a very interesting point, though.
No, it's just like they look. It's distracting. That's why I kind of bring it up.
Sure.
Mike, do you have any thoughts since you watched this one also?
Okay, so this is definitely the worst anime I've seen of the bunch. But I have a little bit more of a personal reason. Sure, I'll give the show the benefit of the doubt in that maybe because it's like set in Japan, their style of humor or like the way stand-up comedy works is different from the US, but I know and am friends with people in America who do stand-up comedy. I've been to a couple stand-up shows, so like I know what's funny. And that's the other thing. Comedy is all about timing, and the show just straight up isn't funny. And when that is like the core premise of your series and it's not working, that's a problem.
Yeah, and it's like, I think it's like I said, I think it's a cultural thing. I think their comedy works a little more different than ours, or to what I would consider like US comedy sensibilities. But it's like it's a lot of talking, and there was rarely a punchline that, like, I could tell where the punchlines were. I was just like, I don't get it. But yeah, we're gonna move on from that. So it's the worst one. So now we are into the mediocre ones, and I'll kind of go through these since I know.
Hey, by the time we get to the end, we'll be cooking, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh no. The best ones are like make up for everything in these two like bottom categories. So, so for the mediocre section, I have Dropout Idol Fruit Tart, and this is another idol anime. It's based on
one.
Yeah, another one. Just play that GIF on repeat. We'll be using it quite a lot this season. So it's based off of the manga by So Yumiba, and it's directed by Keiichiro Kawaguchi, who, fun fact, is the director behind the Higurashi reboot, remake, sequel kind of thing.
Good to know.
So it's kind of weird to see him do a slice of life comedy without the impending dread. I mean, what's kind of interesting, the whole gimmick is that like this idol group of teenage girls are dropouts within their own respective careers. Like you got the wide-eyed hopeful who moves from the countryside to the city. Then you have this one character who's obviously there for the moe bait. Who was a former child actor. Then you had the one who's a model, who's of course the curviest one of the bunch because, duh. And though sadly, unfortunately, a lot of people like to point out that her only personality trait are her boobs, and unfortunately, that's what the anime does.
I've never seen an anime like that ever.
I mean, it's like there's a tasteful way to be trashy, but this is not it. And then you got like the rock star who doesn't like to work with other people.
Yeah, she's aggressive.
She's also
antisocial.
She's like the dumb one of the bunch, and then it's like they're trying to become idols and whatnot, and they have to go through like the stuff of like becoming new and getting a new fan base and whatnot. And it's cute, and it's kind of funny to see the main character be like, man, I can't wait to go to Tokyo. It's going to be this fabulous place. And then it's like, it's not really what I expected.
It's just a city.
Yeah. And unfortunately, like the first episode, a lot of the kind of the gross humor and issues come with the model girl being harassed. So, but finally by like the fourth episode, there are some decent jokes, and it does like look nice. It's pretty well animated for a lot of obvious reasons. Because it's partially a fan servicey show. Like for their first,
not be able. I'm sorry for interrupting. That's one thing. Like I watch a ton of anime, like a metric ton of anime. But that's one thing that I just hate about anime. That is like you can't tell. Like if you were to look at this cover, there's no way you'd be able to tell that this is a fan servicey anime. Like that's so frustrating, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it is.
It's almost like a Trojan horse. Like
yeah.
Like, even a show that has like nothing to do with romance, they'll still find a way to shove it in.
Right.
Yeah. No, that's the problem. It's like, and they do a lot of Yuri baiting also in this show because of course they do. And I think the one joke I laughed at is like they're doing their first official performance, and unfortunately, like their manager, who's kind of ratty and sleazy, says like, you got to look sexy for this. So they all trying to get like quote unquote different underwear. Like two of them wear like school uniform swimsuits, and one wears the model wears a bikini because obviously. And but then they're like, man, I don't feel comfortable wearing this. So instead they wear like the frilly skirts and like their idol uniform, but they have track pants below them. like sweatpants and whatnot. So it's like,
Mhm.
yeah, we're gonna wear this, and they're like, no, take those off.
No,
And
that is kind of funny. It's kind of meta, you know. Like,
yeah, no. There's a few like I don't know if this anime is can't commit to the slight meta-ness of the world that they're making, but I don't know. I mean, I've seen worse. I think the one that I'm going to talk about next is actually way more frustrating. But give it a watch if you want. I mean, I could recommend 100 different anime to watch over this one, but we'll see. So the next one is Noblesse. It's a new Crunchyroll exclusive. It's based off of a Korean comic, a South Korea, manhwa.
webtoons.
Yeah, webtoons. And so, pop quiz. Did y'all know you had to watch an OVA of this show before you could actually watch the show?
Not before you told me.
Oh god! So they released about 4 years ago a OVA for the show. It's basically the pilot, and then they finally made it. And if that wasn't frustrating enough, that if you did not know about this OVA, that you were jumping in blind and you'd be confused as hell. The animation quality falters, and that's a shame because this is production IG.
Yeah,
And
they're so good usually.
Well, you can tell that they put all their money in Moriarty the Patriot. So, and because the show looks cheap, it's slow pace, and it's another vampire anime where
it's
like
a webtoon. It's like, listen, I'm sorry to burst all you anime fans out there, Bubble, who think that webtoon is going to be the new bastion, the new frontier of anime, but no, it's not.
No.
Like most of these webtoon stuff is garbage. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's just like you can tell. Like I said, Production IG put their money into Moriarty the Patriot and Haikyuu. And it's just like the story's slow. It's really boring, and the vampire stuff doesn't really come in until like the 4th episode. And it does one of those things what I hate, where it's like very generic character archetypes. Like they have this crew of bad guy vampires, and one of them super fat, and all he does in every scene he is in, he's eating something. Yes, he's eating something, and it's like, can you do something else?
Yeah.
Do you have any other character trait that?
Which is funny that you say that, because another show that uses character archetypes to an extreme degree, but also I think to a more effective degree, is a show that I both think that we can agree that we enjoy, which is Akudama Drive, which is super archetypical. But,
yes,
but like super, like every scene, like they react exactly the way you expect. Someone's spitting a knife, someone's, you know, talking about some like sort of medical thing. Like every single scene, like that is their entire personality. But I'm sorry, I'm jumping way ahead. I'm sure you probably.
Oh no, but no, I would love to talk about Akudama Drive more than this. So, but we're going to move on from Noblesse. The only thing that's kind of mildly amusing about it is that the lead vampire character has this immortal servant who helps run the school that they all go to and the house that they live in, and the servant is actually like super controlling of like, hey, we'll eat here, but you also got to clean up your mess. And it's cute, but it's like it's a little too late, and since it looks worse than the OVA, it's like I'd rather watch the OVA. You know, it's that kind of thing.
Does the OVA tell like a complete story, or is it like pretty obviously a pilot?
It's a pilot because the show actually picks up from the OVA. So
that's kind of cool, you know. Yeah,
no, that's kind of cool. But since I almost fell into that trap of not knowing about it until I saw a comment pop up about it, it's like, oh no, like no, Crunchyroll did not tell anyone about this. So we're gonna move on. So we're gonna go to the other slightly female fan servicey girls doing a hobby thing anime called Iwakara Keru, sports climbing girls. So it's a whole anime about sports like wall climbing and whatnot. And you can kind of tell this was maybe too niche for its own good. You know, it's like it looks the cheapest among all the anime that I've seen. Like even the ones that I consider worse are better looking. And it's like character designs are kind of wonky, and there is this kind of cool little character gimmick for the main character who used to be a gamer, but of course this is anime, so being a hardcore gamer means you're still a hot anime girl.
Hey man, it often imitated but never
duplicated.
duplicated.
Yes. Oh man, now I want to watch Aladdin because and it's fine. It's like it's a very generic shonen kind of anime. I kind of like the idea that she's
shonen.
Well, not I mean it's not like Haikyuu or Naruto.
I actually dislike shonen. I'm not being ironic. I'm just
no. I understand. But it's like, but I describe it as shonen because the show has like previews of like these characters who are going to be specialized climbers and whatnot, and it's that kind of thing. It's just fairly boilerplate. It's nothing all that interesting. I kind of gave up on episode 4 because it got a little molesty. Just because, and then like the first episode,
are the rocks on the wall molesting them or something as they climb? Or?
No, thank God. That's an entirely different. That sounds like a hentai premise. No, it's just like they in the 4th episode after they go out to this rock climbing training thing, they go to this place where they get their supplies, and this woman who runs the supply place is just like, get naked, and it's like, wait, what? No, it's like, no, take off your shoes so I can feel your feet. But that's like not, but it's not better. It's like it's like anime has this issue where it's like they think being gropey and perverse is
it's funny. Yeah.
Funny. You have to be careful with that because it can be super.
I rarely think it is. Because what they do is they make the characters feel and look super uncomfortable and it's like very like, but then they like I guess they expect you to laugh.
Yeah,
your character's like screaming and like pushing the like, this is terrible. Like this is cruel.
Mm-hmm. It's exactly that. So we're gonna move on. It's just there's nothing. I don't know. I think it's too much of a niche interest to be popular, but we'll see. I could be wrong. Someone could be listening to this and be like, you guys have screwed up. You talked about my favorite anime.
You say it just like that too.
Yeah. So the next one I kind of put up, like, I think it has an interesting premise, but I don't think the execution there. It's I'm Standing on a Million Lives. This is because you gotta have one, the dark, gritty, edgy isekai anime. So it's based off of a manga by Naoki Yamakasa. It's directed by Kumihiko Abara, and it's being produced by Maho Films. And the whole gimmick of this one is that a guy gets warped into a fantasy world. That's not the gimmick. That's basically boilerplate.
Completely original.
Yeah, completely original. So what happens is, like, the whole gimmick of this is that he gets roped in with these 2 girls who were there before him, and they have to complete certain quests, and they get like a roulette wheel of like different classes. And the one kind of funny gimmick is that he gets like the first girl gets a knight class, the blonde girl gets a wizard class, the edgy edgelord boy gets the farmer class.
Nice.
Like, he's only a civilian class character. And the whole gimmick is it's basically like a multiplayer game. Like if you play like Overwatch or something like that, or Halo, where if someone else dies, you can stay alive. Like if someone else stays alive, you can respawn and whatnot.
Oh, okay.
That's basically the whole gimmick of
that allows the characters to die more than once.
Yeah, so yeah, it's not like Dot Hack or Sword Art Online, where it's like if you die in the game, you die for real.
Except Sword Art Online completely abandoned that premise after like the first season.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. So, and it's just like, it's fine. There's nothing really stand out about it. I think it's an ugly looking show. The only thing kind of funny is that like the game master kind of speaks in this broken English. It's not English, but it's like kind of like someone accidentally not knowing how to do Shakespearean, like British, like play that kind of stuff.
Oh.
So
cringe.
Yeah, cringe. But it's like, what fails it is that like the characters are not great. The male character is just too much of like an obnoxious like twit to be like, he's like, man, I hate Tokyo. I just hate this city. I don't like anything here. And then it's like, I get to take out my aggression on these goblins and whatever and whatnot.
Basically, he's an edgy shonen MC like every other shonen MC that's ever like, oh, I'm gonna become the thing that I hate. I'm gonna kill the thing I hate until I become the thing that I hate. Like that kind of thing. Like Tokyo Ghoul, Attack on Titan, like Sasuke.
kind of like, but like just not really interesting. And I mean, the only other kind of funny thing about the anime is that like, since they don't do like they don't cater to the fantasy of like, oh, we're gonna have great action scenes and such. No, the wizard sucks. The girl knight doesn't really know how to use her sword, and of course the boy is stuck with like farming utensils and equipment. So they all can't do too much. So it's like, it's kind of interesting, but it's also like, it takes too long to get interesting. If that makes sense. You know, it's like, it takes a little too long for the action to start getting good. And
how far did you get?
3 episodes. And then it's like they introduce another girl character, and that's kind of a problem. I wouldn't call it a full-on harem, because they all kind of are neutral about one another, though I think they all
it's it's disproportionately female for the sake of the implied tension.
Yeah, and there are male characters and whatnot. It's just, what happens in this anime is that like he gets like 3 or 4 anime girls to come with him. So, phrasing. So I don't know. It's like, if it didn't have the respawn mechanic, I would just put this in the worst category. But I kind of dig that. I just don't know if I want to commit to finding out if it gets better. It's that kind of thing.
Sure. No, I know all too well.
Yeah.
The plight of the seasonal anime watcher.
Yeah. So next up is average. These are the ones I kind of categorize with like they're not the best, but they're not the worst, and they have like potential to be amazing. So this one's on Funimation. It's called Our Last Crusade, or The Rise of a New World. Did either of you see this one?
What's the Japanese title?
I don't know. Let me see. Fall 2020. Here we go.
Kami to Boku no Saigo no Senjo Aruiwa Sekai ga Hajimaru Saisen.
Yeah.
Oh, I see it. No, wait, no. Yeah. Do I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's by. It's
Boku
next
no
to
Saigo no Senjo Aruiwa Sekai ga Hajimaru Saisen, right?
Yeah. I guess have my anime list just in case, because I'm going to use the English
That's what
titles.
I'm using too. I'm using
other one, aka you can spot which one this is, because they all look like Sword Art Online characters.
Yeah, even with the split in half and the everything.
Yeah. So it's like this weird fantasy technology world, and it's a pseudo Romeo and Juliet kind of setup.
That sounds amazing. I love Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, I think it's kind of cute. It's fine. You have to get through one character in the first episode who has like an air siren high voice.
Oh.
But it's a side character, so you don't see her often. But it's just like a weird look, like design. I think it's an art direction clash, because it's like the fantasy stuff clashes with the future stuff. But I do like the main characters, like at least like the chemistry of like, this guy is a soldier who got put to prison because he let a witch escape, and like this one side of the world doesn't like witches and magic and whatnot, because they tried to kill them and what have you. And
I wouldn't like him either.
Yeah,
it's he's really like kill him and all that. I didn't like him.
Yeah, well, it's like
things are complicated.
Yeah, it's like it's a Romeo and Juliet kind of thing. So it's like, two nations don't like each other, and there's a neutral city where they meet. And
if this can do better than the actual Romeo and Juliet anime adaptation, I'll be elated. I hated that Romeo and Juliet adaptation. With the tree at the end and all that bull crap.
I did not know there wasn't. I shouldn't be shocked, but
I'm aware of the Romeo x Juliet. I just haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's due to garbage.
Bummer. Well, you might like this one. I kind of recommend it because the action's pretty decent, but it like I said, it's like a lot of the characters look like they're from Sword Art Online. So if that's
as long as they don't act like it, then I'm okay.
I can't really tell because it's been forever since I dropped off of Sword Art Online and whatnot.
I mean, if it's after season 1, part 1, then that's all you need to know.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, it's fine. It's like, if you like that kind of stuff, watch it. It's
I just
got a
added it
pretty.
to my list.
All right.
I'm actually happy that you brought this out because I wouldn't have looked at it until you kind of talked about it a little bit. And
Yeah. So the next one is called Magatsu Wahrheit. I can't say that. It's like German. Well, I can, but it's just kind of a tongue twister. So this is based off. So let me see here. I think it's at the very bottom of the My Anime list, but I'm not sure. Yeah. Here, Magatsu Wahrheit Zwest.
Zurst.
That's Zwest. Okay, thank you. And this is another one. It's based off of a mobile game by K-Lab, and it's directed by Naoto Hosoda and produced by Yokohama Animation Laboratory. It's a steampunk World War I looking world with some fantastical elements. And
that has my interests.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty solid. I mean, I wouldn't say it's anything outstanding, but it definitely, like, if you get past the first episode, it gets pretty interesting. Because it follows like this lead of terror. I say it's like it gets interesting with this lead of terrorists. Okay.
Well, the last thing that reminded me of the description you just gave me was Lolly Hitler. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. I forgot.
They had the same kind of steampunk, kind of like, kind of Euro like thing going on there. Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of has like elements that remind me of like Valkyria Chronicles.
Oh yeah.
But not entirely like that, but kind of similar. But no, if you like that kind of stuff, I at least it's not that comedy anime that we said was the worst. So so the next one is called The Day I Became a God, and it's by Yoshiyuki Asai, who did Clannad.
Oh, come on, man. Clannad, you haven't seen that?
No, I have. I'm just making sure I say the name right. And it's by PA Works, and it's about a young girl claiming to be Odin. By the way, there are 2 anime this season where there's a young kid character named Odin. So there should be a rule on that. So she pals around with this young boy who happens to be named after a sun goddess. And she tells him, like, hey, you know what? The world's going to end in 30 days. And I'm not entirely sure how to feel about this show. On one hand, I think Odin, this young moe girl, is really annoying. I don't know if you all have seen this one, but it's also kind of funny. Like it definitely has better comedy than some of the other stuff, but it's also like PA Works, so you don't know if this thing's gonna be amazing or it's gonna be a dumpster fire.
It's gonna look like Nagino Asakura, but it's also probably gonna be as boring as Nagino Asakura.
Yeah. At least it looks nice. And there's this one joke where it's kind of funny where Odin helps this boy's sister to make movies for like a submission to film, like a film school. And they do a parody of Armageddon and Rocky, not at the same time, but and it's kind of funny because there's this girl that the male lead is crushing on who has like this super deadpan delivery to all of her lines, and her comment
kuderi, right? She's a kuderi, like Rei Ayanami.
Yeah, I mean, like not as like. I guess not as deadpan, but still just kind of like she makes fun of the fact that like when they're making these short films, the dad's there and she's like, doesn't the dad have to go to work? And then it's like they move on to the next film parody and she's like, does your dad have a job? And so like she's totally not like committing to the film bits. So I mean, I don't know. They kind of introduced this super elite hacker character in the 4th episode or 3rd. I forgot. I don't know if you're a fan of PA Works and Yoshiyuki Asai's previous work of Clannad and whatnot.
Clannad's incredible, absolutely incredible.
So
that's Key Sound Label who did the original light novel, which the story was really what really pushes that.
Yeah. So if you're into that that studio and that director's work, definitely check it out if you want. But I don't know. Again, with the seasonal anime watching, I don't know if I want to commit to it. Now here's one that I think was kind of interesting because it was the only anime to have a 1 hour premiere, and it's called Warlords of Sigdrifa, or I guess for its Japanese name, Senyoku no Sigdrifa, or I don't know. I hope I say the Sigdrifa part correctly. It's a original anime, and it's basically if you took like Razapon and Evangelion, where it's like these mystical things have come down and are destroying Earth, and a bunch of child soldiers have to like stop them. But instead of like fighting like in super modern tech fighter jets or robots and such, all these anime waifu girls pilot old-fashioned airplanes, basically like biplanes and World War II planes that are just customized to their liking or to their personality and combat style. It's basically like if you combine Evangelion with the Raiden games. So
Interesting.
That sounds amazing.
I think it's like yeah, no, it's kind of weird. The anime kind of has a tone issue from what I observed from the 4 episodes I've seen, because it's like it's super serious at one point, but it's also like the anime girls are super bubbly, and like the whole gimmick is like these young anime girls are like super pilots. Like they're the only ones who can take down these enemies known as the pillars. And it's like they have like these military air supports and like mechanics and whatnot, and it's like they cheer them on. It's kind of like, you know, if you watch like Macross and whatnot, and like how that franchise used to use like pop idols as like motivation and such, like to pump up the fighters and whatnot.
But the
It's
pop
just like
idols are the
a whole
fighters.
series with like the pop idols as the main characters.
Yeah, I mean, like, but they aren't like idols. I mean, they're not like singing and whatnot. They're just like cute anime girls in fighter jets and whatnot. And it's having a weird time trying to balance out being self-serious alongside of being kind of goofy and funny. Like they're like the 4th episode has them like out of like location because one of the characters got shot down and they're repairing the plane and whatnot, and they have to sneak back to this area where the pillars reappeared. And there's like all these different variants. That's why I kind of compare it to Evangelion and Razapon. Because like they had to fight like all these different alien, like monster looking things that like turn into trees once they're killed. And like the 4th episode has them like having to sneak back like through an ocean entry back to like the hangar where their planes are, but they have to for some reason be in their swimsuits.
Interesting.
But I will give them credit. They actually do male and female fan service. So like all the guys are dressed in like those not Speedos, but kind of like a banana hammock kind of thing. Like, well, you know what I mean, like those cloth things that you see and there's this one reoccurring joke where they have to get the girls across these these gaps in the paths, and there's this one pretty boy looking anime guy, and like anytime like after he completes his mission of like, don't worry, I'll use my body to bridge the gap, he falls, like he either like falls off the cliff or dies, and they're like, oh my god, pretty boy's dead. And then like the next time that they get to another challenge, he pops up again, and they're like, oh my god, he's back, and they're like, didn't you just die? So it's a weird mixed bag, and I kind of like it, but the writing's not super strong, but it's made by A1 Pictures, and
they're pretty good. They have some ups and downs, but
it's actually pretty well animated. Like all things considered, like the CGI and the 2D mix pretty well. The CGI is mostly in the planes and whatnot, so because of course they are. And I forgot who exactly is let's see, director Hirotaka Tokuda. And let's see, he worked on like a bunch of Grand Crest and well, of course, Sword Art Online.
Yeah, which also is more A1 Pictures content, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah. But I mean, like, if this sounds like their kind of thing of like flying retro planes and fighting monsters and whatnot, give it a watch. It's just that first hour long episode is kind of rough. It's a little too slow. But yeah, I apologize if any of y'all have seen any of these I'm going through. Just chime in, because I'm just going to keep going through and giving little description and opinions. And
no, it's great. No, a lot of these shows, actually, some of these shows, like, I'm actually really happy that you've kind of bring it to light, because I've kind of skimmed through some of this stuff, and some of the stuff slipped through my radar, and you so far have like actually got me on to 2 of these things, so I've added it to my considering list, which I wasn't considering before. So that's actually, this is good stuff.
Yeah, thank you. So this next one is another isekai. Drop a nickel in a jar for every isekai that pops up every season. It's called Kuma 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 Bear, and it's based off
bear.
Yeah, exactly. That's also the entire joke in the anime. So it's based off a bunch of light novels and manga by Kuma Nano. And the anime is directed by Hisashi Ishii and Yu Nobuta. It's produced by EMT Squared. And the one gimmick about this one is that it's a 15-year-old girl getting zapped into an online VR MMORPG. But she gets like a special item, and it's this bear suit. Not Nicolas Cage in the Wicker Man bear suit. So that would be...
It's like a bear onesie.
Yeah, it's a bear onesie, and she gets these bear puppets also. And you think like, oh, what the hell? This looks like a joke item. Kind of like when you play like Soul Calibur and you get that one joke weapon that everyone has.
But they can bite your head off.
Yeah. but it's like, but she gets like the One Punch Man treatment, where she's like super strong, has like the best magic and whatnot. And they kind of they do have an interesting setup. Like the main character kind of lives by herself, and apparently she makes so much money that she can do so. And her parents travel around a lot, and she's apparently being looked after by her grandfather. But the anime is kind of more interested in just being this kind of cutesy kind of fantasy world. And I wouldn't mind.
I kind of love the episode titles. It's like bear, appears, bear, little girl, and so on and so forth.
Oh, it's very cute, and it's like, even though she's like this super OP character and she looks ridiculous, she's like the main hero of that VR world. Though again, it's one of those things where it's like, is it a VR world, or is it like, did they want
Decadence.
to? Yeah. Well, that, but
Don't
or
spoil it.
or it's like how they do Goblin Slayer, where it's like, it's obviously a fantasy world, but they do like references to like being a tabletop or online video game kind of thing. It's cute. The animation's actually pretty like bouncy and energetic, and it is kind of funny where it's like there's this one episode where she actually like does too much grinding and leveling that she's like, they're like, yeah, thank you for grinding all these wolves and pigs and whatnot, but you almost basically caused an entire extinction of these animals. So please stop doing all these grinding missions and pick a different mission, please.
That's funny.
So, yeah, no, it is. It's cute, but it's like, I don't know how to feel about it. And it's also just because there are other cutesy kind of anime this season that like caught me more. But I mean, if any of this sounds interesting, go check it out. Like there's this one right here. It's our next one, By the Grace of the Gods, which is on Funimation, and it's also known as let's see here. Where is it?
Japanese title, dang it.
Kamitachi ni Hiro Wareta Otoko. And it's basically like a sort of different iteration of like the what was that anime called, the time I reincarnated as a slime, because it's not like the same story and premise. It's basically this 30-year-old salaried man who dies, and then it's like, hey, you had a stressful life, so we're going to reincarnate you into a fantasy world. And he basically turns into this like young 11-year-old boy who like decides to use, like, the first thing he does is like use taming magic and basically amasses an army of slimes. And basically has made like all these variant slimes, and they do like cleaning, and they like eat stuff, and like it's all like variety. And then he encounters his family who he encounters this group of knights who get attacked by bandits, and then like he helps them out, and they're like, man, you're a very smart kid for being 11 years old. And it's like, oh yeah, I've just been living out here my whole life. And they're like, wow, so we're going to get our family, we're going to come back, and we want you to come with us to this town that we're going to be staying in. And of course he meets this cute anime girl that's about his quote unquote age in that world. It's that kind of thing.
Don't look too deep.
don't look too deep on this, or else it's going to get creepy. And what's kind of interesting, that it's a very laid back anime. Like there's no like there's a demon lord that we have to stop and whatnot, but it's more like just small slice of life kind of things. And at first I was almost ready to write it off until the most recent, or one of the second to most recent episode, where the main character like does all this cleaning and such in the town, and maybe unfolds or reveals a corruption and whatnot, and money embezzling and whatnot.
Wait a second. So we went from magical slimes and like cleaning up the town to like embezzlement. Like,
well,
like
it's like it makes more sense. It makes more sense when you see the episode, because it's like he the first mission he takes within the town, and after he joins a guild, is to clean up this area that's been like abandoned, and like all the junk is there and it just reeks. And apparently a cat girl lives right next door to that place. So it's like, okay. And then he cleans like the public like restroom areas. And it's not as gross as you would think it is. It's actually kind of like they're starting to build up the world and whatnot.
So he's a magical janitor who uses slimes.
Yeah, for so far.
Along with his friend the Nekomata.
I mean, like it's weird because it does introduce like animal people and like knights and whatnot, but it's really like kind of like what he like all like instead of using like magic to blow up stuff and stuff, he's doing it to help people and to be kind. You know, it's chaos, be kind, that kind of thing. And in that episode, he reminisces about like the times he would come back from work and his mom would be waiting up. And of course, this being the Japanese business like scene, he'd come back at like 3 o'clock in the morning and whatnot. And then when his mom passed away, he missed that feeling. And then when he comes back home and he sees everyone's there waiting for him to come back, and it brings him to tears. And it's just like, well, that makes me think of something I've been taking for granted when I come back from work. It's that kind of thing.
Right. Well, that sounds kind of, nice and sentimental,
Yeah, no, I mean, that's what I kind of like about it. It's like getting to that point of, like it's becoming more wholesome and finding its identity. It doesn't have the best production values, but I think it's pretty likable enough. So I recommend it.
It looks pretty wholesome. I think I'm gonna check this one out.
Yeah. So this one's only came up because it's like this is one of the latecomers to the season, so there's only one episode. It's a DJ 4D First Mix. That's a title. It's a multimedia project by Bushiroad, and they made like a bunch of like rhythm games and whatnot. And it's about a girl who becomes really interested in DJ work and wants to make a DJ like music group. And what's kind of interesting is that it uses CGI animation, but it actually looks pretty good. It's like pretty stylized, and of course, this being a DJ anime, it has pretty good music. It has to, because if you can't make good music, then what are you doing? The only problem is that it came out a month after Hypnosis Mike Rap Battle Royale, or rap, because they have kind of similar ideas. It's that kind of thing. Not much to talk about here. It's cute. The CGI animation's pretty expressive.
It's available on like every platform.
Yes. I don't know when the dubs are coming in for it, so I don't know where it's going to pop up. So just
What's the name of this one again?
DJ 4D First Mix, and like it's an acronym for something. I forgot what. So it doesn't make the best first impression, but it's fine. Now the one that I'm a little more interested in is this other A1 Pictures anime called Hypnosis Mike Division Rap Battle. This is the one that kind of like is kind of splitting people down the middle, not because of like, oh, it's so good or it's so bad. It's like, this is trash, but it's like it's either going to be fun trash or trash, that kind of thing. Because it's the whole premise is that this female-led government, and it's going to sound really sexist really quick. So forgive me, but that's how the anime presents itself. That basically this female government abolishes weapons, all weapons, no guns, no knives, no tanks.
I think I know where this is going.
And they replace it with these special microphones. And basically everyone in this world deals with stuff, deals with fights, with rap
Reminds
battles.
me of Simple Gear. Like Simple Gear is well, maybe kinda, or maybe AKB, or more, probably more like AKB 0048, I think it is, where it's like, they've banned music, and like music is like
well, it's a weapon kind of thing. So it's like, so they say there's like a rap battle royale about to happen with these different rap groups, and they all have like different gimmicks to them. Like one of them's a trio of brothers. One of them is like has a group consisting of a Yakuza guy, a military guy, and a police guy. And then, or like another one, which is my favorite group, is a fashion designer, a writer, and a gambler. And the gambler and his one gimmick is that he constantly loses all the money and keeps asking for more. And then the last one is like a doctor, a host, like the host club kind of stuff. And a overworked workaholic. So I don't know how that one works.
Like an anti-neat.
Yeah. And basically it's like the whole thing is basically like, how to describe this. Every situation in the episode so far are dealt with a rap battle. And the rap's actually really good. Like it's very
I watched the preview, and actually I do agree. I can't wait to check it out.
So it's like, it's a super dumb idea, but it kind of goes with it, because there's a scene in the second episode where a guy holds up an entire bank and basically comes in with like a suicide bomber gear, but instead of like, because weapons are abolished, right. So he has a bunch of microphones on him, and he holds someone hostage with a microphone to their neck.
All right, that's hilarious.
Yes,
dude, it's amazing.
Oh, it's so funny, and of course, and like, I mean, like, yeah, sure, every character has like one character trait. Like the host, it's like he's the super pretty boy, but he's actually nervous as hell about being a host. Or like, the gambler's a gambler who loses all the time. The writer's very calm and stoic. And or like the fashion designers, he's like the super bubbly guy. Like this is all husbando, himbo territory. Like if you're into that kind of stuff, you got a selection here. And the only real problem is that it is becoming fairly sexist. The female characters are not great, especially with the fact that they have a female-led government.
A matriarchy.
Matriarchy, and I'm so worried about where that's going to go, because it's like describing it already sounds super like sexist, and then it's like, but like there are no good female characters, and that's probably the point, because it's like pretty boys rapping and whatnot.
Well, how often do you have like a story with a matriarchy, like an evil matriarchy? I mean, that's actually kind of interesting, because because like I haven't seen one bit of media in like any media from any country, anywhere, video games, movies, TV shows, games, or books, or anything, that has anything like that. So that's kind of interesting, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, it is. It's just like, but the problem is like the show kind of loses the plot because it's like I don't know how many episodes are supposed to be for this. I don't know if it's.
I think it's 12 or 13.
So it's like when's like the story hasn't started. That's kind of the problem, and it's like 5 episodes in, and they introduced this one team, this reporter group, like a writer, a photographer, and the third person, and they're just kind of following them around as the 4 major rap groups like solve crimes. No, not solve crimes, but solve issues and whatnot. Though it is kind of funny to man, sorry, I just lost my train of thought on this one. Yeah, we'll edit this part out. But it's like I don't know how much longer I'm going to be invested in this because it's a very like one note kind of show. You know, it's like how much longer, like when's the plot going to start? I get you, we're following these characters and whatnot, but it works because the different rap groups are so distinct and the rap's great. So I'll
catch the clips on YouTube.
Yeah, I think that's really it because all the fights are one-sided. The main rap groups always win, so it gets a little boring. It's kind of like if someone took the One Punch Man joke to like seriously. It's that kind of thing. Because the whole joke of One Punch Man is that he beats everything in one punch and the tension is gone. So
but the great thing about that, well, I mean, that's kind of like a little bit of a tangent, but the great thing about that is it actually creates more tension because when he's not there, like all the stakes are super heavy, So it's kind of like this dichotomy that they actually use to a pretty good effect. I mean, it's like, different.
But with this, it doesn't hit that though, which is unfortunate because it's just like the 4 rappers have not yet like faced an actual threat. And that's kind of the problem right there. But it's still a lot of fun to watch, and the characters all have distinct looks. There's not an ugly person among them. So, so now we're going to go into the good category. This is the ones that might have their flaws, but I think are still pretty good watches. One of the first one I put up, and these are like in no category of ranking. I just kind of like put them there when I was watching them. Adachi to Shimamura, and this is on Funimation and by Tezuka Productions. And this one's like the female romance anime, but it's it's by the director the writer of the manga Hitoma Iruma, who wrote Bloom Into You, which was a pretty popular anime a few years ago. And it's about these 2 high school girls who kind of hang out around these ping pong tables and just kind of chill. And first off, it's a great looking show. It has pretty nice production values. And not
Tezuka production. That's like Osamu Tezuka. That's Astro Boy.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah, and the intimacy between the 2 characters is actually really cute because they act like real teenagers. Not that they're all dicks, but not like that. Not in that regard, but just kind of like they don't really know how to interact with one another, even though they're friends, but they're also like a little more connected than that. But then with the first episode, the big problem is that there's a great female romance story that's struggling with a director who wants to look at thighs, butts, boobs, and legs, like almost at every point. And some of it's kind of like, oh, that's kind of tasteful, but then it's like, okay, we know why they're posing like that. It's that kind of thing.
I had a feeling there'd be a catch when I read on Wikipedia this is based on a light novel.
Yeah. No, and it's like it's a shame because if you get past that first episode, it actually tones all that gross stuff down. And it's a nice little. I'm a sucker for a good romance anime. Like I was super disappointed with the ending of Sing Yesterday for me. And like from the spring 2020 season. maybe hold on, let me look up the title. But anyway, it's like I like the character dynamics between the two leads. So the one I was referencing, Yesterday Wo Utate. I'd actually recommend that. It's on Crunchyroll. Or at least the first half. Maybe just don't watch the last 2 episodes. It's that kind of thing.
Finish it.
Yeah. But it's a really nice romance anime, and there's this kind of weird little supernatural girl that follows him around. It's not a supernatural anime. It's just like this girl who's there. I'm not entirely sure how to describe it.
Is it kind of like the what is it? The robot in like Clannad, or like the girl in Clannad, like where, you know, it's kind of like she's not really there, but like people can see her because it's like it represents something, or
because the 2 leads can see her, and
but no one else can.
Yeah, no one else can.
Yeah.
And she wears like this little astronaut outfit everywhere.
So it might be kind of like this metaphorical thing, you know?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm picking up from. And it's like I said, it's a really sweet anime, and I definitely recommend that if you're into that kind of stuff. So this is probably the Crunchyroll exclusive. I think it's the quote unquote best one, but I still have issues with it. It's called Tonikawa Over the Moon for You, or Fly Me to the Moon, or as the Japanese title, where is it? Here we go. Tonikaku Kawaii. So this is produced by 7 Arcs, and it's directed by Hiroshi Ikehata. This is a weird romance anime, but not because it's like a surreal. Well, it's surreal in some ways, but it's like, here's the premise. There's this young boy who's born, and he gets his name called NASA Yuzaki. So a lot of people think he's going to be an astronaut or like be an astrology and whatnot. So he's kind of like, I hate the world. I'm going to just be the best of everything. So I'm not going to be named like, you know, what's that term? Typecasted to be like, oh, I'm going to be the astronaut or whatever. And so one day after coming back from school, he meets this beautiful woman, or a young girl, and they're about like the same age, or I think she says she's like a year older than him. And on the day of meeting her, well, like, let's just say he crosses the road without looking both ways.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Great.
But she saves him. I don't know how. They don't really explain this, because she also got slightly damaged by the truck that hits the boy.
Wait. So slightly damaged. So like, what is she, like a robot?
No, just like a little blood on the head, that kind of thing. Well, that's the thing. They're kind of pulling from her being like the moon goddess Kaguya.
Okay.
I think that's where they're going with this, but they're not entirely. They're not saying what it's entirely about. So basically, he's like, "Oh my gosh, I saw you. I want to date you." And then she's like, "Okay, I'll date you, but we got to get married." And it's like,
oh,
it's like red flag.
That didn't go the way you expected it.
Yeah, no. So then it's like, after almost like going from like telling the devil himself, I'm not dying today until I go out with this girl. He's like, okay, like they make a deal saying like, hey, if you go, I'll marry you if we can go out. And she leaves him for that day, and then doesn't see him for like about 5 years or so. And then she comes back and she's like, all right, let's get married. And not 5 years, maybe like 3. I might be hyperbolizing. And it's just like, I'm trying to figure out where this show was going, because on one hand, it's like there's a very sweet, genuine kindness to the anime. And there's also like there's super funny stuff. And it's not as like fantasy girlfriend kind of thing. Though it is funny that she gets like, in this most recent episode, she gets super excited about this movie being on screen, and it's like a mix of Star Wars and Sharknado.
Interesting.
Yeah. And she's like, it's the peak of cinema, and then like these this younger sister of the main female lead. It's like, she knows that the movie's on, right? And they're like, yeah, she should. And it's just like, well, why should she watch it? And it's like, yeah, it's like the peak of cinema. And it's like, it's not going into a harem anime per se. Like, I kind of get doses of like Ayori Ayoshi kind of thing. But it's also like they don't know one thing about one another, so that's kind of the issue I see people having. And I kind of have that issue. It's like they barely know each other, but they get married. But they're very sweet, but it's also like I don't know if they're trying to go at a like just young reckless love and whatnot. You know, like,
I see. Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not. It doesn't go like the route of like The Graduate or anything like that.
Like you can do that thing where they don't really know each other and they kind of elope or whatever, but you have to still do it well. But you know, it seems at this point that maybe they are expecting you to buy into romance that they think is something else that it really is, or that it's turning out to be. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, it's like normally it's like I would date this person first, see if we connect, and then get married maybe. But but it is amusing though. So it's like it's good. I don't know if I know you'd have to be on a pretty specific mood to watch this one, but I think it's pretty good overall. Though the next one I think is actually like definitively good. It's called Ikebukuro Westgate Park, or for its Japanese title, where is it? Right here. Yeah, it's the same in the Japanese title. So this one's interesting. It's based off of a crime novels, and then it was adapted into a live action series by Tsutsumi Yukihiko, and then a manga by Ira Ishida, and then an anime by Tomoeki Koshida, and it's produced by Doga Kobo, and we'll see them pop up later because they do the Sleepy Princess show.
They do a lot of stuff. I looked up their profile. I'm like, holy smokes, they have a lot of stuff.
So if you've played like the Yakuza games, it's kind of like that, but not Yakuza. It's basically this young man who named Makoto, who helps out this gang of they're not thugs, but they're not criminals. They're just kind of like hired ruffians, hired muscle and whatnot, and they take care of like issues because they want to keep Ikebukuro like very like friendly, peaceful. And Makoto plays like a middleman between some of these groups, but he's mostly connected with the G Boys, and they deal with stuff like a YouTuber who gets threatened by a group of YouTubers who are threatening to kill him. Though it paints a pretty negative light of YouTubers that I kind of agree with. So I have mixed feelings about YouTubers in general, so that's kind of my thing.
I better not ever see your podcast on YouTube.
No. No, I mean I don't hate them, all of them, but I just hate the ones that kind of give everyone else a bad rap. Those kinds.
Sure.
Because that's what they're focusing on. It's or it's like there's a small franchise, food franchise that's like strong arming workers and like saying like, hey, if you got a complaint, you can't talk about it, or else we'll send our tough guys to beat you up and whatnot. It's like so far it's a very like story of the week kind of situations, and it's kind of got this cool urban flair to it, which is kind of different, that stands out from a lot of the anime this season. And it's got a pretty good rap opening and ending. I definitely recommend it if this.
It looks cool. I'm looking at it now. The art style's nice. It's got like a I don't know. It's I've seen so many like rainbow colored like posters and all the things we've gone. So many like bright primary colors have almost blinded me. And now to see like this kind of muted, more like, earthy looking, realistic thing, it's like much better.
So it kind of reminds me of I think I'm saying this title right, Durarara. It kind of reminds me of that, but without the headless horsewoman thing. So that I think it's pretty fun. I don't know. I think, but there is this great little ramen place that's owned by these two super buff ex-G boys. So that there's definitely like a lot of personality to it. But we're going to move on to probably the ones that everyone can talk about. So we're going to talk about one of the few original anime of this season, the Taizo Samurai, or the Gymnastic Samurai. This is by Studio Mappa. It's directed by Hisatoshi Shimizu, and a lot of the production team behind this did Zombieland Saga and Yuri on Ice. And it's a unique anime because it's about gymnastics. I mean, duh with the title, but it's like, because I can't think of a lot of anime that have gymnastics as a focus. I know they like to fetishize the tight outfits and such, but not.
They had that one like butt wrestling one. Remember that one?
Oh yeah, Taiko or Taizo or something.
Yeah,
that got canceled.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, it did.
The gifs are amazing though.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't make this stuff up.
No, you can't. So basically, it's takes place in the year 2002, and it's about a Japanese a gymnast who was about to retire, and he's kind of in a rough spot because he got injured and he's getting up there in age before they have to kind of let the new generation take over. And here's the weird stuff, or I guess like I guess it's like when it's the Zombieland Saga and Yuri on Ice people, you're going to expect some weirdness. They befriend an actual ninja from this like little fantasy area, like nostalgic theme park where it's all like Edo period Japan, and they save this ninja who is being targeted by immigration. And I'm not kidding there. That's actually a thing.
He's being targeted by immigration.
Yeah. So far it's like I'm not entirely sure where the story is going with this ninja character. But what happens in the first episode is that like you find out that the guy who's supposedly retiring is about to, like, he injured himself. His wife, who was a famous actress, passed away, and he lives with his mother-in-law and his daughter and this quirky big bird that lives and it's not like Big Bird, it's just like this large like parrot, like pelican kind of thing. And then like at the last minute during a press conference to announce his retirement, he unretires. So he's like, I'm going to keep going. And then it becomes kind of like a grounded drama of like, because this guy really cares for his daughter. And again, we have a lead character who's 29 and he actually looks 29.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, thank goodness. And then it's like he has to deal with like this rival younger gymnast who's like better than him, and just kind of like dealing with he's like, okay, I'm not retiring. What do I do? And it has a great opening sequence where or like opening animation where I think the main characters sing a cover of a song from Orange Range, who did the opening song for Bleach, like the very first opening for Bleach, and it's a song called Shanghai Honey, and it's great. It's full of personality, and it's like it's what you expect from Mappa.
The animation looks incredible. That's why, again, I'm not concerned about the final season of a certain anime we'll talk about later, because Mappa does a good job.
Yeah, no, they'll do Attack on Titan will be fine.
Yeah.
So the only real problem that I and a few other people have run into is that they introduce you think of Zombieland Saga and Yuri on Ice, the show would be inclusive and respectful of that kind of stuff. But unfortunately, they introduced this obviously very flamboyant gay male doctor. And the first time you meet him is when he's at this bar that the mother-in-law runs, and the ninja's working there as a waiter, and the doctor gropes the ninja, and it's like, man, you got nice legs. And it's like, oh, you don't want that to be the first thing he does, even though he's like,
no.
Yeah, it's like, even though he does, like, he's actually a good doctor, and he can be very expressive and entertaining as a character. It's just also he represents a lot of homophobic stereotypes, which is a real shame. Because you kind of because you expect better from the people behind Yuri on Ice and whatnot. Like, but they've kind of toned back that character. He hasn't really appeared a lot since that second episode, but it's like it's another kind of grounded series. And it's very sweet. It can actually be very funny, and the characters are pretty likable. I think it's a pretty great series, but until I see how the rest of it goes, I kind of put it into the good category, or no, in the fantastic category.
This is another one that I added to my list too, because I'm looking at it, and it's the art style is really cool, and
because they're also working on this season's Jujutsu Kaisen,
which I can't wait to talk about.
Yeah, that's actually an actually really good shonen anime. Like it's probably like the Yu Yu Hakusho of a new generation. But next up, we're going to talk about a follow-up anime, Yashahime Princess Half Demon, which is, of course, the sequel anime to the nostalgic Love It or Hate It, or Love Hate It, Inuyasha. So Hanyo no Yashahime Sengoku Otogizoshi. And what's kind of interesting about this one is, or at least to me, that kind of was nice, it has 3 female tomboy leads, which is something that I don't think I see a lot in anime, where it's like the 3 main characters are tomboys, or at least I can't think of one, or like there's like Dark Lagoon and stuff like that, but it's like the whole premise is
you mean Black Lagoon with like Revy?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's that kind of with her.
Like, don't lose your anime card, buddy.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes.
I'm just joking.
I know. No, I've made that joke before on here, so I'm constantly like that. So this is like, it's another one of those anime that's like, I'm not gonna say it's like Boruto where it's like following Naruto but the next generation, but it is following the next generation, where we're following two of the daughters who are supposedly Shishomaru's daughters, but we don't know who Shishomaru got with, so that's going to be a hopefully interesting story link there. And they get separated. One gets sent to like the modern world where Kagome used to live, and then the third character is the daughter of Inuyasha and Kagome, and it's actually a lot of fun to watch. Granted, it doesn't make the best first impression because it takes the first episode to basically be this little filler episode of Inuyasha with the main cast and whatnot from the anime, because it's kind of like, we'll bring you these main characters, but we're going to ease you into it, if that makes sense. It's that kind of thing. So you don't really get to see these 3 tomboy girls, or I guess I get to say tomboys, and into the second and third episode. It's that kind of thing. But it's actually a lot of fun. I actually recommend it. It has pretty good action. It's produced by Sunrise.
I love Sunrise.
Yeah.
One of the best. I mean, they're up there with like Madhouse and like the greats, you know.
Yeah. So it's like it does that whole next generation like sequel kind of thing better than from what I've seen. All the 3 girls have distinct personalities, and it's pretty funny. And no, I recommend it.
Is it a show you can watch without having seen Inuyasha?
It's kind of recommended you at least see the final season of Inuyasha. But for the most part, it's like, it's pretty okay if you don't, because I understand the big issue of watching Inuyasha is getting through all the freaking filler, just like Naruto and whatnot. Yeah. It's like to get to the good stuff, and a lot of people I knew dropped out right after the Band of 7 in Inuyasha. And I know it's kind of easy and hipstery to dunk on Inuyasha because of it was like the first of its kind, at least for America, you know. It was like one of the first anime people saw alongside Cowboy Bebop and Outlaw Star and Gundam Wing. And
it put Adult Swim on the map.
Yeah, so but it's a lot of fun. I recommend it. And luckily we're almost done. We're almost there to the end. This is a
I'm just
long
waiting for
episode.
the good stuff, man.
Yeah, no.
Don't worry, we'll get there.
So the next one is kind of one that's starting to be really polarizing, and I mean like the real polarizing. You either love this show or you hate it. Wandering Witch: The Journey of Elena, which is on Funimation, and if you're curious about the Japanese title, it's yeah, because now I'm going to do this. Maho no Tabi Tabi.
Like eat, like tabi mas, tabi eat.
No, or not that I can tell. I'm very uneducated in that kind of stuff. But
I'm looking for it. Yeah.
Majo no Tabi Tabi. I mean it might be, but anyway. So with all the news of Harry Potter and whatnot, all the dumpster fire that is the creator of that, people need new wizarding witch magic shows. This one takes a more laid back approach where it's mostly a talented witch travels around and journals her journeys and stories. And then it's like for the first 2 episodes, it's very laid back. There's no like action or intensity or anything like that. But then with the second 2 episodes, the third and fourth, it basically goes into dark fantasy Aesop fables. So it's like she encounters like a kingdom where if you bring it that's kind of gets overrun by this plant that hypnotizes people and whatnot and turns them into like flower plant people. Or it's like she encounters this family that has a immigrant slave, and this boy is like, I'm gonna make this spell happen where she can see a bunch of great things. But then the whole story moral of like, just because you can show them that doesn't mean that their life will be better because they're slaves.
Right.
It's that kind of thing. And some people kind of have an issue with that because Elena is like a observer. She doesn't really do anything, even though she's like the main character and like she's super powerful.
Like Kino's Journey, or like one of those kind of animes where you have this wandering character who's like learning about life in different places, and there's like a lot of world building, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so it's basically like that, and you're either going to be down with that or you won't be. And it's like some of the things, it's like it's one of those debates where it's like, couldn't she do something? And it's like, well, if she could, what would make you think that her outcome would be better than the one that you see,
right,
and whatnot?
Also, this obviously there's a larger issue at play that doing anything about this one situation is not gonna fix the larger issue.
Yeah. So I mean that's the whole debate going on right now that people are having. But now that we get to the best stuff, this is the best anime of the season. So let's start with Dragon Quest: The Legend of Dai. Because I also need a slight break from talking. My throat is dry.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take this one.
Go.
Oh snap! This is a Dragon Quest anime.
Yes.
How did I miss this? Like, how did I not see this? You know what?
Okay, so this is actually interesting. So Dragon Quest has had a couple different animes. This is called The Legend of Dai, but there was a series in the 90s called Dragon Quest: The Adventure of Dai. It was produced by Toei, just like this one. But this was broadcast on TBS from July 1991 to 1992. Oh, and apparently this is the second anime based on Dragon Quest. The first Dragon Quest is kind of a large monster of a franchise.
Yeah. It's the religion of video games and fantasy RPGs there. So
okay, so before this there was Legend of the Hero Abel, which ran from December 89 to April 91. So there's a lot of history, but something that I liked about this anime is that it just kind of feels like a Saturday morning cartoon. Like if this had come out around the same time as like Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z, Yu-Gi-Oh, it would have been up there, like in my favorites. I didn't, but the only reason I didn't quite like connect with it like emotionally as much as like some of the other stuff is because I haven't really played any of the Dragon Quest games, so I was more just kind of enjoying this like as a casual fan.
Well, the best part about this is that it's not based off of a video game, any of the Dragon Quest games, so you're pretty okay on that. And
so it's like Pokemon, where it's not really a direct adaptation.
Yeah, it's not like that CGI film that came out this year.
Thank God.
Yeah, it's so earnest in its execution, and it's so likable, and it has a really good mix of 2D and CGI animation, and the characters are all likable. And I don't know how far you went with the episodes, but
I went right up to episode 3.
Okay, so episode 4 and 5 are great. So no, it's just like there's no strings attached. It's not trying to be angsty and emo and whatnot. It's just fun, and I just like it. It's like it's not apologizing for being simple and approachable. But now we get into the cream of the crop of the best. Let's talk about Akudama Drive.
Yes.
Yes. Finally.
Mike, I'm gonna throw it to you first.
Yeah, you go first. So what did you think about this anime?
What do I think about it? So this anime is one of those anime that you watch simply because of how much swag it has. You know, it's just you watch this anime and it really gets the atmosphere right. It's hyper stylized, as I feel all the best anime always are. And it has a like, you know, it's a very episodic thing as well. Like we were kind of talking about with some of the previous anime, where, you know, every episode is kind of its own thing, and every character is also very. We were talking about this before too. Every character is very archetypical to where you put them in different situations and they do the things that you expect. Yeah. And you have one character who's actually dynamic and who can change and be different. And also just the complete and just like the idea of the show is really interesting as well. Like, let's see here, I can pull up the description here, but it says, you know, many years ago, a great civil war ravaged Japan, leaving the country fragmented between two regions, Kansai and Kanto. In Kansai, a group of 6 Akudama carry out missions given to them by a mysterious black cat while evading the police, but a dangerous journey is about to unfold when a civilian girl becomes twisted into the Akudama's ways of life and witnesses their criminal drives. So it basically, what it does is it turns these like Akudama, which I can assume means something to the effect of criminal. Aku is evil, and
they're like war criminals basically, because they have like the whole world puts everyone has like years of prison time depending on how gnarly they are. Like some of them have thousands, some of them have millions. The Yakuza loan shark has 4, but
right. Well, it's funny because like basically like these Akudama, like their criminal sentence is their superpower. So it's like they literally like they kind of tag themselves. Oh, you know, you're a brawler and you're a cutthroat. Like a cutthroat, it's like a category. Like it should be just murderer, but like no, he's a cutthroat, and that's what he's sentenced for, as well as what his skill is. And they all have like their own skills, which relate to whatever their crime is basically, which is interesting. And then of course the enemy in this situation is the establishment, the police, the powers that be or whatever. Yeah. And it just makes it for a really unique. I mean, the characters are super 2-dimensional, but when you watch it, it almost feels as though like there's a story being told that's have to do with the ideas of the character, as like they're basically kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? They're using them as like ideas basically in the story.
Right.
So, yeah, they're vessels for all the themes and the
right, basically, like all, especially those what they call them, executioners or whatever.
Yeah.
Who's basically their job is just to kill the Akudama. And I find it hilarious that like they literally turn criminals into like supervillains with powers that are what they're. And then the same thing with the executioners. Like instead of just police, they're like, we're super police, and our job is to kill the super criminals, which are super murder and
I
super
describe
theft.
this series as like Ocean's 11 meets Suicide Squad, but set in like the future of Blade Runner.
Dude, that sounds amazing, because it is amazing.
Well, it is, and it goes to Suicide Suicide Squad route with explosive collars. So
yeah, it does. I know, it's amazing.
No, this is an original anime, and if you kind of get like Danganronpa vibes, yeah, one of the some of the team members worked on Danganronpa 3, so that's where a lot of this style and identity comes from, and it's just so much fun to watch. And yeah, I don't care if the characters aren't all that complex. The brawler is the best character. Fight me.
I mean, yeah, he's definitely not complex at all.
No, but I love him, and he's just like, it's like his only solution is just like, well, I got a situation in front of me, I better punch it. And
I love Brawler.
Cutthroat's also like equally as two-dimensional and simple-minded, but I don't know. He's like a child, but he's apparently super old, like 150 years old or something like that.
He freaks out whenever he sees the color red.
Yeah, like he gets kind of excited about it, and
and he turns into like a child. Yeah, like, oh my god, he's
yeah, and and the studio behind this is Studio Pierrot, Pierrot, or I know
Pierrot,
Pierrot, Pierrot. We're
probably both wrong.
Yeah, and they do Naruto, Tokyo Ghoul, Bleach, Black Clover.
Wow.
Great Teacher Onizuka. Man, Yu Yu Hakusho. Nice. Yep. And Beelzebub. And so
this is like really, the best thing they do.
Yeah, this is what they do. And it's just so much fun to watch. And I always get super excited when the next episode comes up. So highly recommended. Just one of the best of the season, and probably one of the best of the year.
Yeah, up there with Decadence is definitely up there.
Yeah. So this next one, and because like I kind of hinted at this earlier, because it's a sequel, remake, prequel, something. Higurashi, When They Cry, Gao. So of course, if you're into anime, you know about Higurashi and how notorious it is. Have both of you seen this one?
Yes. I actually watched this one earlier today, and honestly, I don't know what to make of it. I am certainly intrigued by like the mythology surrounding surrounding this curse. They call it the Oyashiro curse.
Yeah, and
but I would tell like people who haven't seen this yet to watch Madoka Magica first, because it'll really prepare you for the like the dissonance between the kind of cutesy art style, but the creepy
undertone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It is so creepy, and it's like the best kind of scary, where it's like unsettling. Like when the main character gets a little too close to personal with asking questions, they zoom up to the mouth of the girl he's talking to. The sound cuts out, and then she's like stop talking, and it's like, oh, okay. Or like in one of the few episodes, you find out that like while the boy was talking to a policeman over the phone, and he stops talking, and then the dad comes up and he's like, hey man, I got you some tea and cookies, and it's like, why isn't your friend here? I let her up here, she should be in your room. And it's like, oh geez. So she was watching, and it's like, I mean, that's I mean, Higurashi and Madoka Magica were like the originators of the cutesy, super creepy anime, and I know a lot of people have seen the original, which looks kind of cheap and terrible animation wise, but it's kind of like intentional in some ways. Like it's
it feels like very, very cheap, very like the thing about that original anime was how sensational it was. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
because at the time there was nothing like it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And like, what is this?
Yeah, because everyone's like, oh, here's a cute moe, cute girl. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. What
is the original series streaming anywhere?
I don't know. I know Sentai Filmworks has like the distribution rights, but I looked up and on High Dive and it wasn't there. I'm not sure if it's on Crunchyroll. I don't know if it's on Netflix. So you might have to look around a little to find it. And if you absolutely have to, torrent it, but just try to support the official release if you can. That's all I ask. Because I know the whole pirating thing is a whole debate on its own.
Can I real quick take a
go ahead.
Thanks. I mean, I'm not sure if you wanted to, just pause it, or if I could maybe slip away and then come back. But we've been switching like quick enough to where I might not come back before the next anime, and so I just wanted to dip out real quick. Thank you. Be right back.
Okay. No, so like Mike, were you like, how unsettling was this for you? Like how creeped out were you?
Literally the anime opens with like, I believe is his name Kaiichi?
Yeah, I think so. I'll pull up but keep going. I'll pull up the information.
Yeah, so it begins with fucking Kaiichi murdering
two of the girls.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know the context, and the twisted thing about I don't know if you've noticed, but there's a time element too.
Yep. I think it's like every day in June, like it's like it's counting down to something.
Yeah, and that's kind of the gimmick with the franchise, where like it's like kind of in a time loop. Just and this is kind of the unfortunate thing that I mean, this was a thing in the original storyline and whatnot. I had to kind of look it up, and like it's so interesting to see anime like this where it's like, for the most part, it's super cutesy, very slice of life, small town kind of anime, and then there's always that like a little element here and there that's so nerve-wracking. Like when one of the characters who's training to be a priestess, it's like whacking the ground during a ceremony. It's like there's something way more insidious about that. Just like, it's not just, oh, this ritual's happening. It's so creepy. It's like, and anime kind of has this issue of finding out how to be scary, even for stuff like the Junji Ito collection failed to adapt Junji Ito's super creepy anime. And it's because like bad production and bad directing and whatnot, but it's like it's interesting to see this anime and be super caught off guard with just how everything looks, and just like, because it's otherwise very cutesy, very like, you got kind of the ditzy girl with the orange hair, you got the two bratty kids, then the older girl who's kind of bossy and whatnot, and then like just the underlying mystery of it all. And I can't really tell if it's a sequel or not. I mean, I think some people say it's a sequel because it adapts a different storyline, but like, I mean, like, so like watching this, would you be interested in watching the original series?
Oh, hell yeah. Like, I want to learn as much about this Higurashi franchise as I can.
Yeah, and a little fun fact: the song that plays at the end of episode 1 is actually the opening to the old anime.
Oh,
And yeah, so it's a fun little Easter egg for fans. And the music was also a really big deal because they had a song called "Dear You," and they would have like the different characters sing the song, and they'd have all different contexts and lyrics. And no,
Reminds
it's
me of
it,
I've seen animes do that before, where the characters in the show sing it. I think what is it? Aku no Hana. Fires of
yeah.
Evil does that. I love the opening when they do that. It's great.
Yeah, no, it's just a good anime. Like this is a good anime, and I don't care if it's a remake or sequel or whatever. I was able to drop in and still get what's going on. You can't say that about Noblesse because what we just talked about. So the next one we'll talk about is Talentless Nana, which is to me the surprise anime of the season. So Mike, you've seen this. Millennium
Yes.
Mike, have you seen this?
I don't think so. What's the
Japanese title?
yeah. Like I'm using his app that only has Japanese titles. Like there's no English title in this app.
Muno no Nana.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Yeah,
it's right by Yukoku no Moriarty on my anime list. So I've been, like Mike can tell you this, I've been keeping this anime a secret from about everyone I know. Anytime I talk about it, I'm super vague about it because it's one of those anime that you have to go in blind. Don't read the manga, don't read the comments.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you're showing someone Cabin in the Woods for the first time. It's that kind of thing. And Mike, I said this back when we talked about Gravity Falls. I recommended Talentless Nana, and I said even comparing it to this anime this thing would give it away.
Mm-hmm.
So when you first watch the show, so spoilers here on out.
Okay, I want to watch it though. I'm watching the teaser and it looks really interesting.
So first off, like if you think
go ahead, you can. I'm fine. I'll live.
Okay, spoilers from here on out. So this looks like a very half-baked combination of like My Hero Academia and Assassination Classroom.
Little Danganronpa in there.
Yeah. And you think it's like, the animation's not all that there. And then there's this bubbly pink-haired girl. And you think this guy with the green hair is going to be the main character. And so it's in this world where there's these enemies of humanity, apparently these super monsters. And these humans have evolved to have talents, as they're called. They're not quirks, but they're basically quirks.
Mm-hmm.
And the pink-haired girl Nana can read minds. The green-haired boy can negate other powers. And like after becoming the leader in the classroom, they're hanging out by a cliffside. Everything is pretty okay, and you think, oh, these two are going to get together. It's going to be boilerplate shonen anime. The pink-haired girl kills the green-haired guy. You find out that she's an enemy of humanity, but you find out that the whole school is a sham on this island where the government basically sends all the kids with talents there just to get killed because they're the actual threats to humanity. And
yeah, so it's a twist built. It's a twist on a twist on a twist.
Yeah, so it's like decadence in that way.
Yeah, I was gonna say like decadence. Yeah.
And it turns into a murder mystery thriller as you find Nana trying to maneuver her way through the class and kill the students there.
Dude,
and
this sounds absolutely incredible.
It's
automatic ad.
Yeah, it's so good. It is so good. And it's so twisted of how she takes care of some of the students so far. And
dude,
I'm not gonna say what happens to.
Don't.
Yeah, no, I won't. Well, let's just say the most recent episode made me drop my jaw because it's like something happens and it's like, oh geez. And I keep having those reactions every episode because it's like
I'm catching up tonight.
It's so good. Mike, do you have anything to say?
Okay, so I've only watched up to episode 3, but because I'm trying to catch up with everything else, like the fact that I had to force myself to stop watching after the 3rd should explain like how much I I just wanted to barrel through because I got so invested in like after the twist, I was like, oh wait, so what else is a lie? Like, who are these people? What is her deal? I just wanted to know like everything.
Yeah, it's so good. It's instantly one of the best anime of the year, and just watch it. It's great. Okay, so we're gonna barrel through these last three. Next up, we'll go from Yukoku no Moriarty or Moriarty the Patriots, which is pretty much the crown jewel of production IG for this season alongside Haikyuu. It basically follows Moriarty of Sherlock Holmes fame, where he basically is an anti-hero. He helps out people who get screwed over by the rich, so it's very much eat the rich kind of plots, and pulls off perfect crimes, essentially. And it is so good at what it does that it's almost like not funny of how good it is. Like, well, you know what I mean? It's that kind of thing. Like, it's so good. It hits that greasy, grimy underbelly of Victorian London, and it looks great visually. And the writing is so good, the pacing and how.
Yeah, I added this to my watch list as well. Like, this was one of the first I added. Like, this looks really good.
It's really good. Mike, you have any thoughts since you also watched this one?
I have lots of thoughts.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, while I'm not like the biggest Sherlock Holmes fan, like I've seen as many like adaptations like as I can, but this is the first time that I've seen one where Moriarty is at the forefront, and I'm just kind of fascinated. I'm fascinated to learn like more about his backstory. I mean, the fact that he has a backstory, that he grew up as an orphan with his brother, and how pretty much his whole crusade began with, his adoptive parents being kind of assholes.
Yeah.
That's his villain origin story.
Yeah, basically, and it's just like basically all the villains are rich aristocrats, crats or cats, depending on. But it's so good and it's so clever how it weaves the mystery of like, okay, what's the situation? How is he going to take care of it? And it has a really baller opening theme. Probably one of my favorites. I wish it was on iTunes. It's not. Get on that, Funimation or whoever's in charge of that. Just put it on iTunes. I have money. I want to give it to you.
I'm really curious to see how they'll actually handle the lore of Sherlock Holmes in general. Like, if this is going to be mostly just lip service toward it, like, hey, this is just Moriarty because we wanted to put it in this setting and we need like a smart, genius detective to be the lead, but we didn't want, he needs to be bad. So like, does this have to be a Sherlock Holmes story, or maybe they do a really good job with really incorporating the lore and whatnot into
according to Wikipedia, Holmes and Watson will be in the show. We just haven't seen them yet.
I think you see them in the opening, but I'm not entirely sure that's them per se. Yeah. So it's
I don't need to see them necessarily. I'm just curious to see if they're gonna really like do a good job with making this a uniquely Sherlock Holmes world kind of story, or if it's just another Victorian England crime.
Oh, I see. Yeah, thing. Like if you could take it out, would it change? Like, would it matter much? Yeah, I think.
Not that it means that it's bad.
No.
I'm curious to see like how much service they'll do to the.
I think it pays enough lip service to still stand out, even if it wasn't like tied down into Sherlock Holmes lore and whatnot. Like, you could still get a pretty good anti-hero murder mystery thriller out of this. And no, it's easily one of the best anime of the year. Also,
easily.
So let's get to the funniest anime of the season, and probably the funniest anime of the year, Sleepy Princess in the Demon Castle.
I love this show so much.
Yeah, this is the anime that's being done by the same people who do the Ikebukuro anime, the same studio. And basically, it's a fantasy comedy where a demon lord in the kingdom of Restwell, or Rest Good, or Good Rest. I forgot what it's a sleep pun though, so either way, it's funny. The demon lord kidnaps the princess, and a hero goes on a journey with a samurai and a wizard to go save the princess. But yeah, you don't really focus on them. Their plot is basically side, like it's not even a B plot. It's like a D plot. Like it's like
in comic book terms, it would be like the backup story.
Yeah. And the whole premise is the princess is at the demon lord's castle, and she's like, well, it's going to take a while, and I'm being treated pretty well here. I might as well just kind of sleep the entire day. Too bad my bed sucks. And it basically turns into these comedic antics of the princess trying to get a good night's sleep. That's the entire plot, and you'd think it's like, I don't know how well that will
That's
go.
kind of funny though, because it's like I love it. I love those kind of stories where someone's trying to sleep and like there's always something like crazy out like that comes out of the blue that stops you from like sleeping. And the person who's sleeping doesn't care how just absolutely nuts and crazy whatever's happening is happening. Like they're just trying to sleep. Like the world could be ending and they're like they're trying to sleep.
Well, it's like the
I love
first
that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Well, like the first episode had like the first thing she does is get a better pillow, and she sees these teddy bear demons, and at first she's going to gut them of their fur, but then she finds out that she can just brush the fur off of them, like if you're brushing the fur off of a dog or a cat and they're shedding, and she makes a super nice pillow out of that, and she is constantly escaping her jail cell, and all the guards and all the enemies and minions of the demon lord are just like, how is she escaping from that cell? And it's like they think she's constantly escaping or wanting to escape or try to find a secret way to take down the demon king by helping the hero. No, it's just like she needs a better blanket, so she takes a giant pair of scissors from the scissor sorcerer and basically does a whole clock tower reference, which it was a horror game franchise that had a killer who used a giant pair of scissors.
That's like Chile from A Comic Got Kill.
What?
Like Chile from A Comic Got Kill.
Yeah, basically. And Mike, what did you say?
Something I asked you, like in like I messaged you earlier. I'm like, I asked, is it based on a video game? Because like the way the story is set up is like every time she needs like a new pillow or a better blanket, or she needs the sun to help her wake up better, like
she goes on a quest.
Yeah.
And no, it's not based off a video game. It's based off of a manga, but it has like very like Dragon Quest elements and very generic fantasy game elements. And like she wanted to get a better cushion for her bed, or like a better bed. So the first thing she does is break into the armory department, picks up this wind enchanted shield, breaks it by using a henchman made of that like a diamond, like a floating jewel with a spear. She grabs the jewel, puts it into a bag, and just starts slamming it into the shield and breaks it. And then it's just like, oh, this will be nice. And it just takes that. Doesn't matter, like the shield was super important and whatnot. Or it's like, because of how dark it is, like her sleep schedule has been screwed over. So she needs like an artificial sun. So she goes into the forest to find this sacred sword that can kill the demon king. And everyone's freaking out because it's like, oh my gosh, she's going to get the sword and kill us all. Oh my gosh. No, she just brings it back, uses it as an artificial sun for sunrise and whatnot. And everybody's like, oh, okay. And it is constantly funny. Or like when she's another part of like when she's trying to find a better bed, she ends up falling into a pit of lava with a slime. And then she gets revived at the demon church. and she finds out that she likes these coffins that she wakes up in. She grabs the demon priest, uses his horns to sand down the coffin, and then uses the slime to wax it, and then takes like 3 or 4 different coffins back with her to her jail cell. And it is just so creative with how far it goes. And she's not like quote unquote a bad person, but she might as well be like an anti-hero because she's constantly getting like when she needs to get a better bed sheet, she takes a pair of scissors and cuts a ghost in half and says like, I don't need the arms and gut and mouth parts. And it constantly and
she'll screw over anything and anyone.
Yeah, pretty much.
She doesn't even think twice about it.
Yeah. Or it's like she's like, man, I need a super strong sleep spell. So she goes and picks out like the most cherished, the most powerful magic book that there is. I think it's a parody of the Necronomicon, but I'm not entirely sure. And then she's like, the spirit comes out and is like, I know all these spells that can help you defeat the demon lord. She's like, don't care. I need a sleep spell. And it's like, okay, I'll teach you the strongest sleep spell that we have so you can use that to escape. No, I just want the sleep spell so I can sleep. And then she ends up casting the spell. Everyone in the demon castle falls asleep.
Except her.
Yeah, except her. And then she like tries to burn the book because she's like, no, you failed me. I don't know why I'm still not asleep.
Wow.
And it's so funny. It's the also surprise anime of the year for me, or at least the surprise comedy anime. And it's so good. I highly recommend it. It just watch it. It's so
sounds hilarious.
It's funny.
It's one of the funniest things that I didn't even know I wanted.
Like it's right up there of Close Enough as like the funniest comedy that I've seen this year. So yeah. So we're gonna talk about the final anime. We're finally through this. We'll probably turn this into a 2-parter episode because of how long it's gone.
Yeah, it has been.
Gee, yeah.
I'm actually drinking an energy drink. I had like
yeah.
Go
ahead. No, it's like we're finally at the last one. We're gonna talk about the hyped anime for Crunchyroll, Jujutsu Kaisen, which is based off of the manga, and it's being directed by the same guy who directed God of High School from last anime season. And it's basically, like I said, a next generation Yu Yu Hakusho. And it's, by the way, it's animated by Studio Mappa.
Is it a webtoons?
No.
No.
It's a manga, and it's basically about this boy who, and don't worry, Jujutsu Kaisen is the name English and Japanese. So, in a world where demons feed on unsuspecting humans, fragments of the legendary and feared demon Realman, Sukuna, were lost and scattered about. Should any demon consume Sukuna's body parts, the power they gain could destroy the world as we know it. Fortunately, there exists a mysterious school of jujutsu sorcerers who exist to protect the precarious existence of the living from the undead. We follow Yuji Itadori, a high schooler who spends his days visiting his bedridden grandfather. Although he looks like your average teenager, his immense physical strength is something to behold. Every sports club wants him to join, but Itadori would rather hang out with the school's outcasts in the occult club. One day, the club manages to get their hands on a sealed, cursed object. And of course, hint, it's one of the Sukuna's fingers. But little do they know the terror they'll unleash when they break the seal. What happens is the seal breaks. Our main character, let's see, where's his name? Yuji Itadori. Ends up saving his friends alongside someone named a jujutsu sorcerer Megumi Fushiguro. But in exchange, it's one of those anime where it's like, this it's kind of like Bleach in a way where the main character gets like a superpower at the last minute, and it turns out like it's one of those cursed fingers. He eats the cursed finger and gets the powers of this super powerful demon. And basically, it's like he gets stopped by another powerful sorcerer named Satoru Goju. And it's like, we could just kill you and take the cursed object back, but it would be better if you got all the fingers. And there are 20 fingers because this demon had 4 arms. And along the way, like they meet another I hate saying this, but the token female of the group, Nobara Kushisaki, who uses like nails and hammers and like voodoo, like and straw dolls kind of magic to seal demons. And it's basically like they take down demons and whatnot. It's very somewhat shonen anime-ish, but it's really good. Like it actually elevates itself, like Yu Yu Hakusho and whatnot. Like so, it's like it's different enough from other most shonen anime to actually be worthwhile and checking out.
On a scale from One Piece to Hunter x Hunter, how good is it?
I'd say it's very near Hunter x Hunter so far. Like so far,
There's
I mean,
a lot
that's
of
the
One
thing.
Piece fans are gonna hate me.
I like One Piece, but I'm not entirely going to disagree with some of the issues.
I've only read like a couple chapters of One Piece. I haven't been brave enough to dive into the whole series.
Oh, it's a commitment. It's too much of a commitment
Like
at points.
if I'm going to do that, I'm going to have to watch like at least 10 episodes a day for like the next 20 years.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I mean, that's what happens. No, what's up? So, Mike, you watched this show. So, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts are that this is the breakout series of the season. And I'm not just saying that because it's shonen, but because it's shonen, it's standing on the shoulders of Yu Yu Hakusho, Bleach, Naruto.
My Hero Academia. It's like it's more of like the better shonen anime that are out there.
Like,
why is it good?
It's really like the character dynamics that work, and it's like well, Mike, what do you think? Why makes it different from most shonen anime that you would consider?
It's not just the character dynamics, but it's the world too, and the design of these these cursed creatures. It reminds me a little bit of Attack on Titan too, like the way the Titans are drawn compared to like the humans. Like they look very distinct.
Yeah, very monstrous in designs. And I got through since you got through the third episode, they're talking about like, oh, there's this creepy cursed womb hanging over a male prison, and the demon in there is actually super creepy and very strong. Like it doesn't ease you into the the threats. It kind of just drop kicks you into it. I mean, of course, there's like weak and moderately strong curses, but then there are curses that are actually smart and are actually like could kill the characters, and they actually do lose. And like it's not like artificial or anything. And like there's actually weight to their actions and to the story.
There's even weight to like
no Nakama powers.
No, no, it's just like no. Mike, you go on. Like,
there's like everything has consequences. Even if you don't think they are like immediate. Like, in the first episode when Itadori consumes the cursed finger. He transforms into
like a powered version of himself, but the demon takes over.
Yeah, he becomes like a host for Sukuna.
Yeah,
but like that just means like starting like the next episode you reveal it's a ticking time bomb. Like, sure, I'm by the end of the series he'll probably like be able to control the demon, but the idea is like the jujitsu school wants him to collect all the fingers just to kill him.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, we're keeping you alive for right now, so be useful, take down some curses, eat the fingers, and then we'll kill you once all 20 are there.
Deal?
Yeah, deal. And it's got a much more vibrant personality, and so far it also doesn't seem like there's going to be a lot of filler, which is the death nail to many shonen anime, especially Naruto.
This season only has 24 episodes, so it'll be full.
Yeah, I think it will be more in the same vein as like Soul Hunter and Fire Force, in that kind of regards, where there's an actual story going on.
Eater?
So, yes.
I'm like Soul Hunter, like Hunter x Hunter X Soul Eater.
Actually, Soul Hunter was an old anime that I love from the 90s that ADV brought over. So that's what I was. It's a retro anime. They did remake it 2 years ago and it was terrible. Which was a shame. But anyway, yeah, it's like Soul Eater, Yu Yu Hakusho. It's like it's in the upper tier where there's like a set story and there's going to be no real filler. Or if there is going to be filler, it's going to be more interesting than, oh, we better not make this ninjas laugh or something like that, or like, and stuff like that. And
or like, searching for the best pot or best bowl of ramen, and
yeah, it's like it doesn't seem that it's like it's going to hit any of that, and I love that because that would be kind of great to watch a more streamlined anime. So it's kind of like, I think it is taking like the production cycle of like My Hero Academia, where it's like the director can take his time and just like plan out the pacing of the episodes a lot more than like One Piece or Naruto, where they're just constantly putting out episodes.
Yeah, I'm actually really surprised that you and this is kind of a little tangential, a little bit, but this is the final episode we're talking about. But Attack on Titan season 3, or are we only doing new stuff? Like nothing that's like
we're just covering new stuff. No returning seasons or.
Oh, I got you. Okay. How have we not talked about Attack on Titan? Yeah, I'm sorry. That's a little bit tangential. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Say it if you want, because like we're probably going to talk about Attack on Titan at some point. So, but yeah, it's also like Attack on Titan. There's like it's a shonen anime that's cutting out all the fat. It's all killer, no filler. If that makes sense. So. And it's also got great animation, and that shouldn't be a shock because it's the director of God of High School, so the action's pretty baller. Though, depending on where you kind of drop off at that show. I mean,
yeah, not when.
Yeah, not when. No,
or if.
I'll say this: Jujutsu Kaisen has at least a plot to follow, and it doesn't feel like it's rushed like God of High School was. Where it's just like,
or Tower of God, or any of the webtoon stuff.
Yeah, the webtoon stuff, just like
it's been rough, man. I really got on that hype train, but it just, yeah.
No, I know that's what happens. I mean, Mike and I will probably talk about God of High School at a future day when all the English dub episodes come out. But yeah, no, Jujutsu Kaisen is really good. Like, it's a good shonen anime, and I want people to not be turned off by the fact that it's a shonen anime to check it out. Even like the female character is so good that it pissed off a bunch of anime fans, saying like, no, she's too tough, I don't like that. And it's like,
really?
Yeah. Unfortunately, those knuckleheads.
Anime fans will complain about anything.
Seriously.
Yeah. I mean, I complain about everything, so I understand.
Yeah. No, but that's it. All the new anime, we talked about them all.
Normally we would end the show on recommendations, but given the size of our main topic, I think we've given you plenty.
Yeah, no, if any of these sound interesting, give them a shot. There, a few episodes are out right now. At least give it the 3-episode rule. Otherwise, like, just like if you're already watching some of these, like Akudama Drive and whatnot, just keep watching that. Like,
maybe we could ask, like, I mean, I think you pretty much, like, the whole structure of this last topic has been kind of, I guess, your top recommendations. But I guess maybe for Mike and I, like, what is your what's your top 3 or your most anticipated? Because we haven't really necessarily talked about that, I guess.
Yeah, no, like for the upcoming like the winter 2021 season, or
well, I guess we were talking about this season that we're currently in. So I guess
yes.
yeah. What's your most anticipated, to finish, or
for me,
revisit maybe?
Moriarty the Patriot. Man, this is tough. I want to do 4. Akudama Drive, Sleepy Princess, and Jujutsu Kaisen.
My top 4 would be Moriarty the Patriot, or the Patriot, Jujutsu Kaisen, Akudama Drive, and Higurashi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say Akudama Drive. I mean, come on, guys. Akudama.
Yeah.
I would definitely say Akudama Drive for sure. And then, honestly, surprisingly, Munao Nana. Munao Nanana.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, Talentless Nana. That's my number 5.
Dude,
Yeah.
you got me hyped for that.
Oh,
and then,
so good.
and then after that, probably Moriarty. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, really, those last few are like the best ones that they have. So
yeah, big time.
Yeah. Alrighty then, Mike. That's it.
Well, yeah, this was a long one. We apologize for the length, but
like I said, don't be shocked if this turns into like a 2-parter. But I will say this: we beat you, Martin Scorsese. We made the longest thing ever. So eat that.
Zack Snyder says hi with his 4-hour Snyder cut.
we'll talk about that some other day. But for now, Mike, thanks for joining us on this supersized episode of Tooned Up. Where can people find you online?
Yeah, so you can find me on Twitter. I'm Millennial Mike at Velcro16. That's VELKRO16. That's Velcro spelled wrong with a K. I have my own podcast called The Exiles Network, which has, a few different podcasts underneath it. The Exiles Network podcast being its namesake. Ronin Council, which we do anime podcasts as well on that, as well as a few other spin-off podcasts that we do on other more topical situations as well. So definitely check me out there. I've been taking a little bit of a pseudo break from Twitter. Basically, just I'm not on it all the time. I'm trying to, so you won't really get necessarily too much. I mean, if you send me a DM, I'll probably answer it. But if you won't see me on the TL too much, so yeah, that's where you can find me.
All right, Cameron.
You can find me on Twitter at Cam's Eye View. I run a website called camseyeview.biz where I review animated films called The Other Side of Animation. I have a Patreon at patreon.com/camseyeview. You can find me in the Renegade Pop Culture Facebook group. I'll be posting some animation stuff from time to time, so watch out for that. And yeah, that's it.
And you guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at CaptainK42. Check out all my quick thought reviews on letterboxd.com/CoachK42. Then find me in all the various Facebook groups, including our own at Renegade Pop Culture, just at my name. Check out Renegade Pop Culture on Twitter at Ren Pop Culture. Find all our podcasts on Apple, Anchor, Spotify, wherever you listen. Last but not least, check out renegadepopculture.com. Need an escape? So do we. That'll do it for this episode of Tooned Up. We will catch you guys later. Peace out.
Bye.
Take care.